Hello, this is Mayor Chris Bollwage, and welcome to another edition of Our City. Keep in mind, the City of Elizabeth and the County of Union still have plenty of vaccines available for anyone who needs them, or a booster, or your second booster. Residents can visit UCNJvaccine.org, the City of Elizabeth website, which is elizabethnj.org, or any social media accounts, and they can find out information on how they can get a vaccine. We must continue to get vaccinated in order to keep these numbers extremely low. Personal responsibility is important. As you know, many people are not using masks any longer. But if you're with a group of people and you feel that a mask is going to protect you, then wear it. If you need any information or any updates, you can call our Public Information Office at 908-820-4124. I'm pleased to be joined on this week's show by Mr. Pat Vella, who is a Recycling Coordinator for the City of Elizabeth, and also Ms. Joann Gemenden, who is the Executive Director of the New Jersey Clean Communities. And lots of changes coming when you go to the supermarket this week. So please kind of pay attention to what these two folks have to say. Joann, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm so happy to be here.
And Pat, welcome to the show. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Mayor.
Hope you're feeling well.
Doing good.
Good. So first of all, Joann, why don't you tell us about yourself? Because you were a county girl for a while. Now you're moving on up to better things.
Yes, I was with the County of Union for 35 wonderful years. And now I am the Executive Director of the New Jersey Clean Communities Council. And we are a statewide litter abatement organization. We give grant funds to every county and municipality in New Jersey to help clean up litter and provide education programs. But more importantly, we are in the midst of doing an outreach campaign statewide to educate people that the single-use plastics law goes into effect on May 4th, which will prohibit single-use plastic and paper bags at grocery stores everywhere in New Jersey.
Thank you, Joann. And Mr. Vella, tell us a little about yourself. You've been with the city for a few years now. And what does the Recycling Coordinator do here?
So I handle the day-to-day operations of recycling and the recycling yard for the city. I also am the Clean Communities Coordinator here in Elizabeth. I've been the Recycling Coordinator for 17 years now.
You're here that long already?
Yeah, August 1st, will be 17 years. It's been a long time. And also with Clean Community, I handle the operations. We do the cleanups. We handle our Earth Day events during all week, and we handle all the other events going on throughout the city.
Now, you worked with Joann when she was at the county. There was a good working relationship between the city and county. Pat, tell us some of the things you worked together on.
So in the past, we've done numerous cleanups. We've worked on waterfront cleanups. Our big event is the Earth Day event that we do every year. We haven't done it the last 2 years because of the COVID, but we're definitely going to get back into that. We did a small cleanup this year in honor of Earth Day. But next year, we think we're going to be right back on track with that. Not only was Joann is the executive director for the state of New Jersey for Clean Communities, but she's also on our City of Elizabeth committee for Clean Communities as well. She still stays here, and we're friends. So, and we love having her.
And even this year's cleanup, even though it was smaller, 5 or 6 people got COVID before the event and didn't come, correct?
Yes, we actually had a little bit more, like maybe half of a group. There was like a group of 40 that was supposed to be there, and they had a meeting earlier that week, and I guess somebody had COVID, and half of them caught COVID from that. Yeah.
Joann, tell us about the law that's going to go into effect May 4th. It was passed, I believe 2 years ago and gave a lot of people plenty of time to prepare. Nobody did, so now we're here, right?
I think some people have been preparing, but November 4th of 2020, the governor signed the most historic bag ban in the country. Like I said before, this law, the plastic ban applies to every single retail store, food establishment, cafeteria, school, grocery store in New Jersey. And it will no longer allow anyone to use single-use plastic bags. And that's an important part of the definition when I say single-use plastic bags. And for grocery stores, 2,500 square feet or larger, it also prohibits the use of single-use carry-out paper bags.
Tell us what a single-use bag is. Is that the same as the bag you throw your garbage in?
It is not. And that's why I have to make sure, because that's one of the most commonly asked questions. What are we going to do with my, from my garbage? It doesn't ban the sale of plastic bags in bulk. Like if you want to go and buy, garbage bags or Ziploc bags, you can still buy them, but stores are no longer allowed to provide the small single-use plastic bags with a handle or the paper bags. So we're shifting to a reusable society, but shoppers can still bring plastic bags. If they're diehard plastic bag users, they can certainly bring whatever they wish to with them when they go shopping. But we're trying to cut down on the litter that we see all over our roadways and in the ocean. So we're going plastic bag free.
And why paper bags, Joann? Do you know the reason for why paper bags are banned as well?
Sure, there's a couple of reasons why. New Jersey is the 9th state to ban plastic bags, but we're the first and only state right now to also ban paper. I guess last year, New York tried to, ban the plastic bags and shift to reusable bags, but they found most shoppers were not bringing their own bags. They were just going to paper. So I think it was important for us to really try to be sustainable. And paper bags take 4 times as much energy to make, honestly, than plastic bags. So we're really trying to go sustainable and reusable and encourage people to take a little extra time and a little extra effort to bring their own bags with them.
So, Pat, how do we enforce this in a city of 140,000 residents and 18,000 tax accounts?
So, what we've been doing right now, as far as enforcement, we've been leaning more towards education. We've been trying to educate the store owners, educate the residents. Later on, I'm going to try and push if schools will allow it when they get back to social gathering, if we can do get to the schools. But education, I think right now is the key more than just enforcement. We've been handling a lot of the business districts, the SIDs districts, that in the last couple of weeks, Elizabeth Avenue, Midtown. We're also going to be handling the Morris Avenue business districts in Elmora in the future to come. And I think that, all the groups, all the SID groups and business districts have been helping out tremendously, as long as the public information, getting it out on the website. But I think education right now is where we're at, that we should be leaning towards.
Are we passing out bags like this?
Yes. So at the last couple of quite a few events, we've been handing out these bags for free for residents. They can come to the future events. We're definitely going to be giving out a lot at National Night Out when that comes the first Tuesday of August this year. We also still have a couple of events, like I said, in the other business districts. We're going to be giving them out. We'll have tables out there at certain areas giving out these free bags, just to at least get it started, get the ball rolling, get the citizens to know what is entailed for the reusable bags. And if they want to get more, they can come to the events or purchase them, but at least they know what they can use.
So Joann, what happens to viewers who get their food delivered at home through some app or something? And can that come in a plastic bag or a paper bag, or not really?
Not at all. But Mayor, that is the $64,000 question that we've all been waiting for the answer to. It's interesting. The law definitely says that they cannot provide single-use paper or plastic bags for the home delivery, but the law does not tell you what they have to do. So each store is responsible for developing their own plan. And not all stores have even shared that with us yet. And it's only 7 days. The bag ban goes into effect 7 days from today. There was a big article on NJ.com, I believe on Sunday, that provided some information as to, what some of the larger stores are doing. The paper bag prohibition, again, is for grocery stores, but it also does apply to like Targets and Walmarts because they have grocery stores in them.
So if you went to buy a shirt in Target, even though it's a shirt, you still can't take that home in a plastic bag.
No, Target will not be providing, or no, they're prohibited from giving any plastic bags anywhere in New Jersey.
So how do you dispose of a plastic bag properly?
If it's a clean plastic bag and you want to recycle it, most stores, as they have been for the last 5 or 10 years, have little bins outside to, recycle them. There was a law that was actually the single-use plastics law was amended about 3 weeks ago, which provided a 6-month extension for the plastic bag ban. Relative to food pantries, soup kitchens, food banks. So you can still continue to donate your food in a plastic bag if you have them, and then food banks and food pantries can continue to use them. New Jersey Clean Communities will be working in the next 6 months to purchase 500,000 reusable bags that we will be donating to the food banks, and they in turn will be working within their network of food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other senior populations to give out reusable bags.
What about pharmacies and convenience stores? Are they have the same issues?
They're all prohibited from providing plastic bags. There are several exemptions to the law. And once again, I go back to the single-use plastic bag definition. Because it exempts like loose items for loose packaging, such as like produce, baked goods, fruits. If you can still go to the store and get those small bags and put your produce in there, they're still going to be available for meat and poultry and seafood. If you're buying them, you can put them in a plastic bag if you're concerned about them leaking. There's also an exemption for pharmacies relative to prescriptions. If you have a small plastic bag without a handle that you use just for your prescriptions, for privacy's sake, you can still use those.
You know who really has to be upset at this law, if anybody, is people who own a dog. Because they always use these small plastic bags to pick up the dog waste. What do we do there? I mean, if I'm not a dog owner, but I can imagine these dog owners have to figure out a new way. Pat, you going to run into this at all?
Well, they could still purchase. They could still purchase dog bags, if I'm not mistaken. I'm one of those culprits that use the small reusable bags for the dog. But you can purchase them. They'll actually be sold at all the stores, and there are now, so you can still purchase them.
Yes, and like I said, you'll still be able to get your small produce bags and for, and they're strong enough to be used for pet waste.
Okay. So does your department work with Pat about enforcement, and they're focusing on education? Does your department have the ability to enforce for non-compliance, and how would you do that?
Thankfully, I do not have a role in enforcement, although we are certainly working with the county environmental health agencies and the local health departments to help them do the outreach that is so important. I don't think anybody's goal is to go out on May 4th and May 5th and start writing violations. The first time you're found to be in violation, it's a warning for anybody. And I think, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but the counties that I have spoken to thus far have all are considering doing like a 30-day. If you go in and do an inspection and you're found to be in violation, you have 30 days to come into compliance. The goal is to really get everybody, you know, on the right path, but through education and compliance assistance.
If I could add to that too, under DEP regulations, the first one is a warning. The second offense can be up to $1,000 per day. And then the third offense can be up to $5,000 per day. So that you can use that. That can be done under the CHA Act through the enforcement through DEP. But like again, initially we're going to try and educate the people. Nobody's looking out to give out any summonses or fines right away. You know, later
But
on.
Joann said that she's not responsible. So does the enforcement fall on the local recycling coordinators or the county health departments?
So both. Under DEP regulations, any municipal official like myself or any of the enforcement officials like the inspectors can issue, or health department can issue summonses and can enforce under DEP regulations.
So Joann, we go out to dinner and we have leftovers, Joann, and we get them in a polystyrene container. What do we do now if you want to bring leftovers home? What are the restaurants going to do?
Well, if you're like me and I have my BYOT, which is bring your own Tupperware, which I've been doing for the last 6 years, you know, I bring my bottle of wine and I bring my Tupperware. But as you said, on May 4th, just when we go plastic and paper bag free, we're also going polystyrene foam food service product free, which is styrofoam is the brand name, but it's called polystyrene. And food establishments will no longer be allowed to use those containers starting May 4th, but you can use anything else. That's the rule. You can use anything other than polystyrene. What's important to also note is you will not be able to buy any styrofoam or polystyrene foam food products. So no more foam plates, no more foam cups will be sold at stores effective May 4th.
Or you couldn't even buy them in a ShopRite or something like that?
No.
No, they're prohibited from being sold. However, and this is important, I think that's why we're here today, to try to educate people and store owners. If products that contain or are contained in styrofoam come into your store that way, such as eggs in a foam egg container, or those soups that come in a styrofoam container, you can still sell those. They're allowable because they come in pre-packaged in styrofoam or polystyrene, but you can't package them yourself in that. And there's also an exemption for meat. If you have cold meat or seafood on a polystyrene tray, you're still allowed to use those.
And you bring your own Tupperware to a dinner evening?
I do. And you laugh, Mayor, and all of my friends made fun of me for years, but now you know what? They all do it too.
Yeah, you're ahead of the game, Joann.
I never have that
You know what?
problem.
Pat doesn't have that problem. There's no leftovers.
There's no leftovers for me.
Well, it happened once because I got my leftovers in polystyrene, which is not the most secure container, and it leaked all over my car. So fool me once. My Tupperware is solid.
So Joann, I go shopping and I forget to bring bags with me, or I don't go shopping, let's put it that way. So somebody else I know goes shopping. But my wife has this routine, her trunk is filled with bags like this because she goes to Costco all the time. So what happens if you don't bring bags with you and now you have $100 or $200 worth of stuff from the ShopRite? What do you do?
You couldn't have said it better. It's going to be just like Costco. We all manage somehow to get and I never get out of Costco without spending more than $100. I think, you're either going to have to purchase a bag, or you can bring your stuff in the cart out to the car. Hopefully your bags are there, and you can bag up your items when you get to the car. That's certainly going to be an option from shopping from home. You can choose no bags at all. If you don't want to pay for a reusable bag, they'll bring the cart out to your car and you can bag them directly, from your trunk. You can bring a laundry basket. You can bring anything you want to your car. You can have boxes in your car. But every store I think will be giving away bags, especially during Earth Month and the first month of the transition. They say it takes 28 days to change your habit. So I'm hoping by the end of May, we're all going to be in the habit of bringing them with us.
Pat, Joann, does anybody give away free reusable bags besides us?
I'm not aware of other places. I know the business departments like SID was giving out bags, but they're at certain events. You have to go to their events that they've been giving them out, but there's no specific place that's giving out free bags besides us. But like Joann said, a lot of the stores, even if you forget, you can purchase them. A lot of the stores, because of this ban, are selling the reusable bags. This is a new thing, so people are going to have to, keep in mind and get used to the idea of not having plastic bags anymore. They're very easy. These are the bags that we have. They're cloth, so they're very foldable. You can fit 3 or 4 of them in your glove compartment under the seat. You can always. I spoke to a resident of mine because I was trying to get some tips too, and one person keeps cardboard boxes in their trunk. Another person she mentioned was a very good idea. So you don't forget, if you're the type of person that has a shopping list, put it on your shopping list. Put reusable bags so you remember to bring it when you look at your shopping list. So
interesting. I really want to thank. Go ahead, Joann.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. New Jersey Clean Communities is actually doing some reusable bag giveaways. That is one of our missions, and we're doing some this year. Our main focus right now is education, but in the next 2 years, that's going to be something we're going to be doing all over the state. So if you go to our website, bagupnj.com, and look under events, you'll find some giveaway events. We just did a few of them over the weekend. And we have more planned for the next couple of years. But right now, I think we're up there through June. But I have to say, the event we did with Historic Midtown a few weeks ago at the City of Elizabeth Eagle Supermarket was paid for by a business sponsorship program through Lorco Petroleum, which stepped up and donated the money to buy those reusable bags. So we're going to be fostering other business partnerships throughout New Jersey and Union County. So, and I know the county's giving away free bags as well. So
Joann, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show. We truly appreciate all of your work and your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Vella, thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing the two of you, and good luck on May 4th.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
Been a pleasure.
For Joann Gemenden and Pat Vella, I'm Mayor Chris Bollwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.